So the Apple Watch Series 6 and the Series SE or Apple Watch SE just came out. So let's go and do a little bit of a quick comparison. I already pre-ordered both of these. And honestly, that Apple event was pretty lit, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm super excited to see what these new iPhones are going to bring. But pricing wise, the SE is that new cheaper watch. The Series 3 is still being for sale, but the SE is technically the step up above that one. And I think it's the new cheap watch, I think, and this one's gonna sell like crazy. And that one is retailing for $279, where the Series 6 is actually retailing for $399. So about a $120 difference between these two. So I definitely do think that's a pretty sizable amount. I was expecting the SE to be about $299, but the fact that it's cheaper than that is really, really interesting. Now, ultimately, there's a lot of similarities, but there's also a couple of key differences as well. I definitely do think that the SE is kind of like a Series 3 reincarnated into a bigger body with better features and better specs overall. Display size wise, they have the exact same size capabilities. They have 40mm for the base model or 44mm for the top tier model, which is really cool. And I think that's something that's really, really interesting, that they kept that same size of display. So realistically, you won't be able to determine whether you have a Series 6 or an SE, I guess, just straight from a front end glance. However, do keep in mind that the Series 6 does have a couple of more capabilities that the SE does not necessarily have. A really important thing, as far as I know, is that the SE does not have an always-on display, where the Series 6 actually does have an always-on display. So kind of keep that in mind. Again, that's totally preference. I have a Series 4 that doesn't have an always-on display, and I really don't mind it too much, but I've also had the Series 5 that did have an always-on display, and it is a really cool feature. I really do like that. But that's totally up to you whether you prefer it or not, but that is one of the bigger differences as far as I know. Now, they both have water resistance, so you can always, go swimming with it if you want to, which I would kind of recommend not to, but you have the capability, so it's quite rugged when it comes down to it. If you splash some water on it, both of them have that capability. Now, here are some of the key differences between them. So with the Series 6, some of the new capability that it brings are the new blood oxygen app, so the blood oxygen levels you can measure, as well as the ECG, which I thought the Series 5 brought, but I guess it didn't. But those two kind of new features are now capable on the Series 6, where the SE does not have it. So I just watched the Series 6, keynote, the Apple Watch keynote they just had, and they took a lot of time and emphasis on that specific features, or both of them. So the fact that the SE doesn't have it, that's totally up to you whether you want to keep it or not. I mean, it's a health related thing. If you are more health conscious, then that is definitely something that you might want to look into and possibly upgrade your watch to get Series 6. But the SE still has, the high and low rate heart notifications. It can also tell if your, heart rhythm is irregular or anything. And it still shares a lot of the same capability. You can still call from them. It still has fall detection. Apple did come out with a new family setup feature that the SE does support. You can use that as a compass and the always-on altimeter if you guys want to keep that on. But those two key features are pretty much the differences as far as I know. The Series 6 is also built out of a better looking material, the stainless steel and titanium, where the SE only comes in aluminum. The Apple Watch Series 6 has more colors when it comes down to it, so that's another thing to kind of keep in mind. Also, the blood oxygen sensor and the electrical heart sensor are not on the SE, but the Series 6 does have it. That kind of goes in for both of them. And the other thing to keep in mind, the Apple Watch SE has that S5 chip, where the Series 6 does have that S6 chip, the new one that just came out. So that's another big thing to kind of keep in mind between both of them. So that really pretty much covers up the main differences between them. If you have all the money in the world, getting the Apple Watch Series 6 is probably the better way to go. But the SE, I think, has a lot of capability as well. So that really pretty much covers it up for the most part. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. More importantly, everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.